What about a system of filters that is super lightweight, compact, and is providing cinema-grade quality to your footage? And don't forget about that this is extremely easy to swap from lens to lens without losing too much time, like you will do with the screw-in filters. If we need to stack multiple lens filters in front of our lens because we would like to achieve a specific look that only some type of filters can provide to our final image, there are different options we can consider. We could use circular filters that are pretty convenient regarding the size and weight, but there is going to be a day that you're going to hate your life. That's when you're going to stack multiple circular filters together, and there is no way you can take them apart. That's pretty awful if it's going to happen while you are filming something important. There are also magnetic filters that you could use instead of the screw-in filters, but I don't really trust the magnetic force of those filters when I want to stack multiple filters together. Or we could build a set of Cinema Panavision filters with a matte box, but in my opinion that's not very convenient if you are working as an independent filmmaker. That's something I will just use if I'm working with a crew. So what can it be the ideal solution for us independent filmmakers? That we need something that is portable and lightweight and is giving us a very good quality with professional graded filters. And as you can imagine, the answer is pretty simple, and you probably have thought about it. I'm talking about the squared filters that actually I can also use them with anamorphic lenses. I've been using this type of filters since 3 years, and before Formatt Hitech got in touch with me to try some new filters, I already had a set of ND filters made by them. I always loved their filters, and it was very nice when I got the chance to try their new line of squared IRND filters with a full set of diffusion filters and a new filter holder that includes also a magnetic circular polarizer filter. Talking about this new filter holder system, it's pretty amazing because I can stack a rotating CPL filter that I can control with a side wheel. I can stack 1 or 2 infrared ND filters, and I can also add a diffusion filter. So with this super small and lightweight setup, I can stack up to 4 professional graded filters very easily. The quality of the infrared ND filters is pretty good. They are very sharp and they are very color accurate. Talking about the diffusion filters, let me first say something about diffusion filters in general, because as you probably know, as you saw in my previous videos, I don't really use diffusion filters that much because I tend to use a lot vintage lenses. But in case I would have used modern lenses, or maybe you are using a camera without optical low-pass filters, a diffusion filter can make a huge difference in the final output of your images that you are creating, because this type of filters can really reduce the amount of digital look that you can have in your images. But they can also reduce the amount of contrast captured by your lens and reduce the harsh roll-off in the highlights. So diffusion filters are going to work extremely well in case you're going to use Sigma or Panasonic Lumix S lenses, or in case you have the Lumix S1, S5 or S5 Mark II, because those cameras don't have an optical low-pass filter that reduce the amount of moire. So with these filters, you're gonna have less moire. During my test with these filters, I've used a bunch of lenses, all with different characters, from vintage, modern, anamorphic, and every time I used the combination of these filters, I've been pretty in love with the images I've got. Talking about the diffusion filters that I've tested a quarter intensity of the soft silver, the soft gold, and the super mist black. And let me tell you that these filters are very pretty. I love the results I'm getting from all of them, and I like the versatility of having different characteristics with different type of diffusion filters, because according to the scene I'm filming, I can have a completely different image considering the diffusion filters I'm using. So I have one ring on each lens, and every time I need to use ND filters and diffusion filters in front of my lens, I simply pop this in front of my lens and I'm ready to go. And if I need to swap lenses, it's the same. It's gonna be extremely fast, and this is gonna work extremely well, and it's actually much safer than using magnetic filters. And if you're still waiting for my favorite filter from the list, I will say that my favorite one is probably the soft silver. I really like the look and rendering of the images I was getting from that filter. So if I would pick just one filter, I would probably start with that one. And if you're wondering which intensity you should get, ideally you should have at least two, the 1 of 8 and 1 of 4, because the 1 of 8 is gonna work extremely well with long lenses, and the quarter one is gonna work extremely well with wide angle lenses, because the longer is the lens, the stronger is going to be the intensity of the diffusion filter. So ideally you should have at least two of them. But this is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!